Can everyone see and hear me? Just some thumbs up. Let me know everyone is here. Hi, everyone. My name is Gina Lyles. I'm Gina Lyles. I'm currently the Executive Director of the Hive. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on a very special evening. This week, we're celebrating the launch of the Hive. The Hive is a new model for youth-centered community development and reform designed by and for young people who will otherwise be trapped in our country's juvenile justice system and child welfare system. As a part of the Hive's mentality, arts and culture are a critical element of our ecosystem. This summer, we partnered with our friends at the Conciliation Lab. And to tell you more, please welcome Heather Faulkner.
Hi, I'm Heather Faulkner, the Conciliation Lab's co-chair of the Arts and Activism Board. This summer, I had the pleasure of working with the Hive Youth Advisory Board, along with my colleagues Amber Martinez and Darren Johnson. What you will see tonight is a culmination of over 7 weeks of collaboration to devise a new theater piece that will serve as an engagement tool as the Hive is introduced to the Richmond community at large. Now, please keep in mind that this is a workshop and our first time showing it to a public audience. We are in process. So please stick around after the show to hear our intergenerational discussion. We'll explore many of the themes of the play and what the Hive intends to do in Richmond. Thank you.
I have never seen justice in my life.
Man can never grow until you make him see what he is.
Dear police, I don't like how you disrespect and kill our innocent Black men and women. The hate you show towards them.
It's impossible for you to hate someone you don't know.
Justice is not supposed to be man-made.
Justice is a tool.
It's a chain reaction to history.
It's a cycle.
Dear police, why is your pride worth more than a human life?
The world continues to create wounds.
Justice is based on a class system, one's giving justice and one's to get justice.
Justice is a power scale.
I have never seen justice in my life.
Man can never grow until you make him see what he is.
Dear police, I don't like how you disrespect and kill our innocent Black men and women. The hate you show towards them.
It's impossible for you to hate someone you don't know.
Justice is not supposed to be man-made.
Justice is a tool.
It's a chain reaction to history.
It's a cycle.
Dear police, why is your pride worth more than a human life?
The world continues to create wounds.
Justice is based on a class system, one's giving justice and one's to get justice.
Justice is a power scale. Government at the top and poor at the bottom.
Justice is criminalizing people who are crying out.
They say no because they don't know enough.
Property over people is a priority.
Conditioning. People are taught what to think.
Who is left to condition us?
Justice doesn't come from equality. It comes from equity.
I have never seen justice in my life.
My community, see people hurting. I want to see them succeed.
My sister, to protect her.
I have to teach myself because I have nobody to do that for me.
I want to feel safe, accepted, and have someone to talk to.
I want other Black kids to have the upper hand.
We will find ways to heal the wounded.
Dear country, sorry for your suffering from the people who stole your land, the people who killed to claim a false history.
Start with one heaping bowl of energy and an open mind.
Pour in a half a cup of integrity.
2 tablespoons of accountability.
1/4 cup communication.
A dash of mindfulness.
And a sprinkle of flexibility.
Pinch of patience and pour lots of love on top. A judgment-free space.
A safe space.
Privacy.
Love.
Non-toxic ways, mainly us helping you to get to that point.
Recognition that wisdom can be gained through experience.
Come with a tolerable attitude and some good ideas.
Mindfulness enters to help you find what you're looking for.
You will have plenty of opportunities to connect with nature.
It's left to the person to become who they will be.
How I was raised is different from who I am now.
We will inspire youth to speak up for themselves.
Tackle problems at the root.
We will gain an understanding that no kid should ever feel bad things we feel at the Hive.
I feel like this program is to help with kids that have mental wounds, because if the mental wounds hurt more than the physical wounds, then it means something. Thank you, Miss planning period to talk with us. Star, please tell Miss Williams what is bothering you.
You treat me differently than the other students.
Well, I don't intentionally treat you differently than the other students. Why are you saying that?
I told you she would listen.
I need you to hear this student. I need you to respect their feelings.
I feel like you called me out and make a big deal out of my mistakes.
All right, well, I am not aware that I'm doing that, but I will make efforts. I'll be more mindful in the future. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to crash my class. I will see you there.
Okay, that wasn't a good start. I'm here for you. Do you want to chill in my office here with me, or do you need some time alone to yourself?
I just need some extra help with this class. She acts like I'm stupid.
You're not stupid.
I wish I didn't have to ever go back to that class.
The dress code is unfair. The boys can wear whatever they want. I can barely wear a crop top. I got dress coded for a crop top and I see boys wear short shorts all the time. I don't feel like we should have to cover up if the boys shouldn't have to worry about what they're wearing. If I have to cover up, so do they.
People are too busy surviving to focus on art.
There's not enough Black representation in art.
Not enough culture in art, I see.
That's right. People will take the culture but not respect it. Culture vultures.
Culture vultures.
Stories carry life, power, transformation, and perspective.
We will tell our stories and celebrate our culture.
The Hive will empower young Black artists to share their art.
We will give people what they need so they have time to be creative and create a safe space.
We are committed to increasing the visibility of art entrepreneurs and encouraging art as a career.
The Hive will lift up creative expression, artistic practice, and cultural vibrancy.
Entrepreneurs bring their ideas to life.
They make the decision to maintain their own style of making money.
They have their own brand.
They thrive in business because they put people over product.
The Hive will support young people by providing them with the resources to build a business.
The Hive will help them create professional relationships with important people.
The Hive will instill ethical standards in young entrepreneurs.
Dear Mom, I might not lean on you when I should, but it feels good to know I can fall once my arms get tired. I wish you would have recognized that I wasn't okay as a child, so I wouldn't be stuck trying to pick up these pieces as an adult. You kept me protected. I hear stories about other people's mothers, and I know it's not good to compare, but I lucked out.
Dear Mom, I honestly love you dearly. Sometimes I feel like you can be a pain. I really feel like you can cut me some slack. You have put a lot of pressure on me. Sometimes it's to the point that I would have my own space and block you out. I may not make the right choices, but that doesn't mean you have to yell and then bring things up from my past. If I was really to express myself to you, it wouldn't feel very happy towards me. I would love to explain myself to you and you would listen, but it would be the way you talk to me about it.
Mom, I know you try your best, but you have to understand that just because I'm young doesn't mean I can't make decisions for myself. You have to understand that we are two different people. I'm not how you were back when you were my age. You only think about the bad I've done. You don't think about the good. But when I try to do better, you always bring up the past, which hurts me way more than you think. You never listen to me about my feelings. You always push my feelings away. I hope you making me feel like this makes you feel better.
Dear Mom, you're a very strong woman who puts a lot of effort into what you do. I know life has put you through hell and you fought through, you got through, and you're still healing. And I always try to remember that. But I cannot make it my responsibility to heal you. I can try to help you, but you make it hard. I appreciate you for taking care of me, but a lot of the time, you try to make it like it's my fault for being born. But it's really not. That low-key scarred me, and it's part of the reason why I grew up so fast. I will always love you and always appreciate you for taking care of me, being strong for us, and giving me life. But respect is a two-way road, and you have to get that. Once you get that, you will learn so much more.
Richmond is beautifully tragic.
I feel like Richmond is that cousin you can't lend money or like that hoopty with the go around.
Richmond is stuck in time, like a 17-year-old in the early 2000s with baggy pants and a lean with it attitude.
Richmond is a Gemini. Sometimes it's a terrible place, sometimes it's nice.
Let's start with gentrification. Pricing for housing keeps going up, making it harder for people to keep up. And the city could do better by building better construction in minority areas.
Low maintenance then creates poor property value.
There's not enough programs or educations to help people become homeowners.
The thing is, housing should be free for those who need it.
Yeah, but as it is right now, no ID, no Medicaid, no ability to supply for support programs.
The government doesn't take care of its most vulnerable people.
Richmond needs to focus on easy food access too. Free water, community gardens, community pantries, and refrigerators.
Access to certain grocery markets are farther away in lower income areas, and transportation does not reach every part of the city, which makes it harder to get work. Dear police, I don't understand how you can sweep everything you do under a badge. You literally get paid to oppress your own people. How can you sleep at night, knowing you're a part of the biggest gang to ever exist? You're the dog that fetches the hunter's kill.
I don't seem to know why you compare us Black people to criminals or see good Black women and men as threats. If we tackled all of the world's problems at the root, we would probably save one big deciding issue.
Dear country, we are being oppressed. Wake up.
The police need to be held to a higher standard. They get away with murder. They kill without consequence. So what's stopping them? Nothing.
Dear white supremacy, I just want to start out by saying thank you. Thank you for all the things you've ruined. Now we have a dismantled erratic system because you decided to come and take what wasn't yours. Now all I should and am going to say is forget you. Go back to where you came from. Isn't that what you tell my people when they succeed or do good, or you don't like that we don't like you? You've done no good for me. Get out.
The Hive will give disadvantaged youth what they need to stay out of these oppressive systems.
In the Hive, young people won't be criminalized, but instead they will be supported and loved.
The Hive will provide housing, mental health services, safety, and much more.
The Hive will change everyone's look on youth presence and youth in general.
The Hive will change your attitude and the way you feel about yourself.
I believe I will earn my spot in history.
I'm prepared to defend my place till peace is all that remains.
My people are resilient.
Starting at the source is the quickest way to find a solution.
Man can never grow until you make him see what he could be like.
It is my goal to achieve total freedom.
I think of mistakes I made in life. This could be a start over, a new beginning.
The Hive shall flip the narrative of society and make it cool to mind your business when it matters.
The Hive will provide all the care anyone ever needs to thrive and do better than good.
Starting at the wounds to help people heal and not wound them further. The Hive will start at the source to provide youth with the best solutions. It's a Hive thing.
It's a Hive thing.
The Hive thing.
It's a Hive thing.
It's a Hive thing.
It's a Hive thing.
Well, I guess I'm supposed to be the first respondent, and I just want to say congratulations to all of the young people, all of you talented actors. It is a pleasure to watch you and to watch you navigate this medium, which is really difficult. So I want to congratulate you. I'm Linda Paris Bailey. I'm a playwright, and the assembled responders are all wonderful and amazing people who are here to support you and to talk about um, the work and how wonderful you are and all of those things. So I am going to start the discussion by asking the panelist, and I know many of you and am so pleased to be here with you. So, who would like to respond and comment on what we've just seen?
I can
We're
start.
all in here. Okay.
Okay, who's going first?
Sorry. Go ahead, Whitney.
Can you hear me with my AirPods on?
Yes. Whitney,
Okay,
we
wonderful.
got you.
I just want to say congratulations. You all are amazing. Thank you for sharing that recipe that I want to apply to my life as a daily reminder. And I'm just so incredibly impressed by the content, by your clarity, your presence, your power, and just feel so inspired and grateful that you all are thriving at the Hive. So thank you for having me.
And
Yes,
I'll
it's definitely a
follow.
happening. Who would like to go? Jay, would you like to?
Yeah, sure. Hey, all right. Yeah, echo and ditto to all that Linda and Whitney have shared with you. What you guys are I mean, it was so profound and deep. Like, how old are you? This was so much wisdom and heart and everything that you had to share. I was sitting here taking notes when the one young woman said that how I was raised is not who I am today. That was just absolutely brilliant. And some of you touched on something that my daughter taught me as a mom of a teenage child, and that was you all spoke about forgiving and not bringing up the past. And I remember my daughter sharing with me, "Mom, you have to give me the benefit of the doubt." And I think you all hit on that. And I think that's so important for us as adults in your lives to remember, to give you the benefit of the doubt, because how you were raised or who you were, the mistakes that you made 2 years ago, 1 year or a year ago, they're not who you are now. That you're learning and that you're growing as well. But just so insightful and so smart and so deep on so many levels. You guys are wise beyond your years, and thank you so much for sharing. And I'm grateful to be a part of this.
Thanks, Shay. Who would like to speak next? Ashley, Erin?
Bless, 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 bless. The youth, as the Rasta say, the youth. Oh my gosh. Look, I just got off a plane from New York and you gave me some energy and some power. Thank you. Thank you. I've worked with you for a long time. And some of these phrases, I put them in the chat. I wanted to read some back to you. Because sometimes you're in these acts of making, but sometimes you need to hear it again. The beauty and the brilliance that you bring. One person said people are surviving too much to focus on art. I mean, woo! And the connection in the point of how can we really sit as they offer in the space of healing and not rewound ourselves. Thank y'all for that articulation. I feel like as a 30-something-year-old woman, I'm still in the process of figuring that out. How to kind of break free from these oppressive systems while also knowing that they exist, but not being taken over by them. Thank you for that. Someone said, I have never seen justice in my life. That was hard to hear, and that was real. Justice is not supposed to be man-made. Justice cannot come from equality. It comes from equity. Ha! Right? Someone said, I want to feel safe. I want to heal the wounds. And then that recipe, open, mindfulness, accountability, communication, mindfulness, flexibility, patience, right? This was deep. And then the statement around people over products, right? And that in this crafting of this program, Gina, you are geniusly doing, that you're really incorporating entrepreneurship, which to me is at the core of liberation for Black folk, for queer folk, for Southern folk. I also heard that statement, beloveds, about Richmond. Wait, I wanted to say it directly because it makes me think about where I'm from, Montgomery, Alabama. Look, you in the South. It said Richmond is beautifully tragic.
Yes. Yes, we all heard that one.
That is real. That was really, really real. I hope that y'all keep writing, that you keep making, that you keep exploring in this digital space. I think that the digital space is providing a place for us to be able to share with folks all over the world. And so I'm interested in the Hive, connecting with folks in South Africa, connecting with folks in Addis Ababa, connecting with the youth in Cuba. Like, how do you all take this form and this model, as I know you are, to grow it with folks throughout the diaspora? And then really kind of build those interconnected conversations between the young folks, because y'all inspire me. This is amazing. Keep going, keep knowing that it's enough. Keep knowing that you don't have to have every technicality to be able to write. You don't have to have every technicality to be able to make. These homegrown things are very essential to Black aesthetic building and to Black creativity. All of the love.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
Yeah, I just
Gina?
want to piggyback off of what has been said. Uh, I echo that, and the how profound, how wise everything that has already been said. Like, I'm still taken aback because y'all are so young, and this is stuff I just was starting to figure out. Y'all know this now. Like, you're unpacking this now. That's amazing to me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this because I was just like, bam, 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 all these gems, this insight that y'all have. Uh, it is amazing. I'm kind of speechless. this is this is amazing. I keep saying that. Thank you for sharing this.
Thanks, Ashley. I see who hasn't spoken. Dr. T. How are you?
Linda Paris Bailey, it is so good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for being here to support the Hive and these incredibly brilliant, talented, genius young people, fearless and courageous young people. So thank you all for being here. Greetings to everyone I'm greeting everyone. My grandmother always said, when you enter the room, you must speak. So greetings to all. I am, I am so proud of the work that these young people have put in to this piece thus far. That you have created a skeleton frame for something that is very fertile and yet to emerge, but that I am looking forward to that process of really unpacking these themes that you've teased out, and these prompts that you have left us with. James Baldwin is my muse as far as the idea of story. And the way he explains story is to say that a story is impelled by the necessity to reveal itself. And therefore, a story can have nothing to hide, at least not intentionally. And that there is no resolution to a story, that the aim of the story is revelation in what we make of the questions with which the story leaves us. So there you have what you have given to us are a lot of questions that we need to do something with. And a lot of threads that we need to pull and re-knit back together. But I'm very, very humbled and blessed to be even a titular part of this process. And I'm hoping to get my hands in the soil way more as we continue to evolve and as we continue to embrace the Hive mentality. Because that's what the whole thing's about, right? The whole thing is about a shift, a monumental tectonic plate shifting movement that does not depend on what we have been or what we have seen, but it depends on what we cannot see yet, but that we know exists.
Okay.
Right? So
it's a Hive thing.
Hive thing.
It's a Hive thing.
That's right. That's right. When you can't explain it, that's what you say. It's a Hive.
There we go. There we go. I'd like to just give anybody who hasn't spoken an opportunity to reflect and to comment.
Well, I would just like to say thank you, Linda Bailey. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone bringing all of their energy and queen vibes to this table, representing our babies together. Such an honor. I would have to say that working with the Youth Advisory Board over the summer with TCL was, how you say it, it was very emotionally charged because a lot of the topics, as y'all heard, was some very serious topics. And, you know, young people, they don't hide the truth the way adults do. They don't hold anything back. They keep it 100 at all times. And so seeing them speak their truth in a safe space and being able to express themselves in the way that they need to express themselves, and may not even have the opportunity, you know, at spaces they may have behind the scenes at home or at school, things like that. It was just monumental to see that they felt powerful, brave, confident, strong enough. And I'm just like, say it with your chest. That's the Hive mentality. Just say it. Don't change who you are for us, right? And so creating a platform where they can speak their own slang, their own language, just show up authentically who they are, you know, and we believe in meeting a young person where they're at. And we put a lot of barriers and expectations on young people to, I guess, perform the way we want them to perform. But that's not the case, because as one of the young folks said, that, you know, they're human beings. They're having a human experience as well. And we leave that out of the equation when we want to have this perfect expectation or perfect performance. And that goes for every type of system, school, when it comes to arts, out in the world, pressure, you know, pressures with their friends, pressures to perform with their families, and just understanding that, you know, we want to encourage all adult support systems that work with young people, whether it's on a personal level or a systems level. Give a young person grace. Meet them where they're at, ask real questions, get to know who they are, and stop the ageism thing, right? I would say the Youth Advisory Board has taught me a whole lot along the whole summer program up to this process, and looking so forward to seeing how their advocacy work opens up as we build the Hive, the ways they're able to advocate in the platforms that I know that it will have on a national and a global scale. Erin, thank you. Go ahead and manifest that for us. I appreciate that. And just looking to see how this grows and this model can grow and touch other folks that are youth serving organizations. So I just want to say thank you all for joining us and just showing some love. You know, I know it was kind of last minute, you know, and that's, you know, how we do Black people time. So really, really appreciate you. And I'm gonna pass the mic to somebody else. But thank you all so much for being here.
I wanted to say something. You know, Gina, it don't be late. It be right on time.
Right on
That's
time.
Black time. Because, you know, Blackness cannot even be deemed by the lens of linear.
Yeah.
It's real time.
It's
Say that.
it's
Say
in a
that.
circle,
I
it's
received
back
that.
and forth. You know, that's jazz. But what I want to say is, you know, it's real dope. Like I run a youth-based center here in Atlanta called Soul Center. And so I'm working similar to you with like folks, you're doing 15 to 25. We look at folks 18 to 35. So one, we should connect. And we're here in the South too. But the other piece is I put this quote about correction here. Actually, my therapist told me this today. I think it's similar to what you're saying. It brings it up. It says correction is an opportunity for intimacy, an opportunity to get to know me. And that, so I'm sure as you're leading and kind of making space for young folks, 15 to 25, there are a lot of moments of correction, right? But I'm also in this space, you know, also as a university professor, thinking about how do we actually take away some of these systems of hierarchy so that we can be able to take correction from our young folks, because they actually are leading the new models that we need to be building out. Do you
That's
see what I'm
right.
saying? So that's why I want a young person to come in the room, because they need to be here.
That's right.
But two, yeah, the second, and I'm sure that that's what the council is. And like, I feel like in our generations, we should be creating the container systems, right? And they actually should be leading in the strategy session. And so that is a way for us to continue to sharpen ourselves, but then also to be able to receive. You
Right.
know, sometimes, you know, in the ways I know, for me growing up in the South, you know, we were taught to honor and revere our elders, which is very important. But at the same time, how do we teach our young Black kids that they actually have a space at the table with us and that we all made it together? And so I'll say, Gina, as an example, one of my mentors is here. One of Candace's mentors is here, Shay Wafer. You know, when I first met Shay basically let me sit at the table with her. She gave me a project, right? She talked with me every time I came to her office. And I had an ultimate respect for her that I still have to this day, because not only did I feel seen, but I felt respected.
Mm.
Right. And so I guess I'm putting out to the group, like, what are some ways that maybe youth have challenged you? Like, do you know what I'm saying? And how have you held yourself accountable? And how do you know those moments when it's a time to say, hey, this is a boundary, and hey, I do need to take that in. Like, how do you keep yourself accountable with that?
Before we respond to that question, because I think that's a really good question, I understand that there are some young people that are waiting to join us, and I would love to hear from them.
Yes.
We have said it is an intergenerational space, so would love to bring them in. Trisha, do you know where they are? How we can bring them into the conversation?
There they go.
Okay, first of
Hey,
all,
Tia.
just want to tell you, you did an amazing job, and we'd love to hear from you. If you have questions for the panel or just comments for the panel, you are all so beautiful. Let me just open the floor up. Who'd like to speak first? Seth,
You
unmute your
are
mic.
mute, Seth.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
I am the Hive Youth Advisory Board President, Seth Hill. Um, just a little bit about us. Like when we all came together, we didn't know much about each other. We was just putting a lot of trust on the line, and the intimacy right off the back was there. We all just came together and we connected, and like everything that like y'all are saying that y'all heard, like we created that from scratch. Like everything that we try to do is genuine, and we just try to keep all of our connections as genuine as possible. So just for y'all to sit here and pay attention and show us love on that, it means a lot to us, and I feel like with y'all support we'll go very far.
Thank you, Seth. I just want to hug you. So feel this hug, okay? All right. Thanks, Seth. Who else would like to make a comment from
Hi,
the
my name
past?
is Natia, and I just want to say thank y'all for listening because we don't usually get listened to from the fact that we're young and people don't think we have experience in the real world yet. And I've heard a lot that kids should be seen and not heard. For y'all to hear me is like making me want to cry right now, but I'm not going to cry. I just want to thank y'all for actually listening to us, no matter the age. And the Hive is really my safe place. You could ask anybody in the Hive, and I did not come out of my shell until like 3 meetings in, and I told them some really deep stuff that I don't think I would have told anybody. Honestly and truly, I just put my trust in the Hive, and that is my safe place, is with them. And I just want to thank y'all for listening.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your voice and your story. Anybody else want to comment from the cast, from the ensemble? Because you are an ensemble, and you are wonderful. So, Erin, we were talking. You had posed a question to the group,
Yeah,
and
it was accountability. How do
does
how do
any
you hold yourselves accountable
how do we
in relation to working with you?
So I wanted to just take a stab at that, Aaron, just real briefly, because we do have a model where we consider it a youth and adult partnership. And so that's where that accountability comes in at, like adults not over asserting themselves and not what's a good word to use? Just not be in a shadow over young people. They have their own light. And we tend to hover over them and sometimes it's good intentions because we care, we want to keep them safe, we want to be gatekeepers, all those things. But at the same time, I would say the youth and adult partnership is something that we always are accountable for because if what I'm calling it the mothering, because I do see I'm Miss G, that's what all the kids call me, and I'm a mom. And so I do have a tendency sometimes to like have mothering energy, right? But realizing that moment to bring that back, you can't be mother hen, right? and allowing young people to kind of work through things with each other together to help kind of form that connection. You think about what's going on right now in the world with the pandemic. Young people are not having a chance to didn't have a chance to really be in school. Their social emotional piece is kind of behind and lacking, and not really having time to hang with their friends, and that whole social piece was missing. We're just starting to come back outside right now.
Mhm.
And so thinking about that, like we want to encourage that. We want to encourage community. We want to encourage a unified front. Like Tia said, it took her a while to open up. And Tia, thank you so much. I know you're gone, but thank you for being vulnerable with us and sharing that with us. You didn't have to do that. And we weren't worried. The young folks that were surrounding her, they wrapped their arms around her, they embraced her, and eventually she opened up. We weren't concerned at all, right? And allowing it to organically happen, and not, I was talking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about folks that have youth serving organizations and nonprofits, and when they work with young people, they have these quotas and these numbers that they're trying to meet, right? And this data they have to give, surrounding like grants and things of that nature, right? We cannot see a young person as a number or a data point, right? That means sometimes having to be flexible in what your structure is and what your curriculum is and how you want your program to go. Sometimes it's not even about that. Sometimes it's about that unique connection, or that connection, that intimacy, like you were talking about, Erin, that you have with the young person. And those boundaries, there are healthy boundaries, but we set them up at the beginning. So we start off with expectations. So young people tell us what their expectations are, and then they allow us space to put our own expectations in there as far as like what the program expectations are, right? And we even ask them, are they okay with this? Are we pushing too hard? Are these overstepping your boundaries? What is missing? What don't you like? So not having all of our things, it can't be a lock. It can't be a lock when you're meeting a new young person, right? So
Yeah. I see your finger, Dr. T.
Yeah, just I thought that was a wonderful question, um, Erin, that you asked, and I just want to address it this way. For us, we do a thing, and I do this even with the people I teach in my college classes, right? It's called Front Porch, and it is not. Sometimes it is not fun at all. Because when you open that door, the idea is we don't want to go around the back way. Like I want us to put it out on Front Street. Like that's how we used to say it back in my day. But that when there is an issue, when there is a problem, when somebody got their toes stepped on, or when something needs to be rearranged, redesigned, or redressed, we put it on the front porch. So we speak to the entire community about it in front of everyone. So adults, young people, whoever is a part of the community in that moment. And we talk about it long enough to find, even if we can't resolve it in that moment, we find some way that everybody can agree that we can move forward together, right? It might mean we have to revisit it. It might mean that we have to put in some, we might have to talk about some kind of systemized change. It might mean, and that might take a little bit of time, but we don't ever go on with whatever we had planned if there is this big elephant sitting in the room. That has to be addressed before we can go any further. And sometimes the elephant is so big, we don't get to go any further, right? We just have to deal with the elephant right now. That's what we have to do. So that's how I know I hold myself accountable. That's how we hold our organization accountable. And people have to speak their truth. And we have to hold that space for them to be able to do that, no matter how uncomfortable that might be.
Thank you. I think we have one more actor who wants to comment. Do we? Okay. What I will do is I will fill in what I think happens and what I think we need to be accountable for. The first thing that we need to be accountable for is how we listen. In so many programs um, that are organized by adults, we tend to lose the ability to listen. And I think that is fundamental. And I think that the way that we shape our programming um, should be rooted in that listening. I think we have all had experiences, and those experiences shaped us. And sometimes, we get to thinking that, that experience is how everyone should participate and behave, but that's really not the case. So I try to make sure that I listen and am accountable for what I am hearing and sharing. And I also just want to appreciate the young artists because, as an artist, I'm a witness. And I think what I heard tonight was young artists doing what artists should do, and that is witnessing and speaking their truth. Um, so I really wanted to say that I appreciate you, even if you're gone. I'm sure this is being taped. I appreciate you, and I just wanted to make sure that that you hear that from me. Um, we are. How are we doing on time? I'm not sure. So, what I what I'd like to do is I would like to ask for final comments, and then if we have more time, we'll roll back around. But let's someone we want to step up and step back. So I've been talking a little bit. Let's hear from some people that haven't been talking that much. Whitney, hey, you got something to say?
Oh, go ahead.
Come on, unmute yourself.
Is it me?
I think you're on, Shay.
Okay, good. All right, fine. I'll take it. I was thinking about how we listen and what, and this is in response to the accountability question. And what comes to mind for me is, we're at a unique place where we come with, wisdom from years, from experience, from exposures, from opportunities. But sometimes we bring that into the room and we come in with an idea of what the outcome is supposed to be. And we get fixed on that. And I'm always cognizant of trying to remember where I was emotionally and just developmentally at a certain age. Where was I when I was the same age as these young people we're talking to today, and remembering that, and then creating my response or creating the environment based on those two things, based on the wisdom that I have now, but also just understanding who I was, at that particular age. I think that is very important, and it's a gift. Because sometimes adults are always basing their responses and their responses on who they are now, who they are as a 50-year-old, as a 60-year-old, and not, remembering and reflecting on who they were and how we can shape our conversation and how we can shape our listening. So I just wanted to drop that in. It has helped me throughout the years. And then again, just on a final note, this is an amazing program. I look forward to diving into the website and learning more about it. And Even though we're not in the South, we're in the West, but we have a robust education program ourselves where we utilize new media. And I'm always looking for ways to partner or looking for ways to share resources and information. So hopefully there'll be some alignment in the near future.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay. So, Whitney.
Yeah, sure. I'll go. I love what Shay just said about just remembering, right? And not distancing ourselves from our own youth. And I think all the time about, oh gosh, I would have been a hot mess if I had to grow up during what kids are going through now, because I did a pretty good job causing my parents a lot of grief as a young kid. And I'm so blessed. I'm a mommy of 3, 4, and under. So I am around the future youth every single day, and the reminder and being able to see that babies on up are born so whole and knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and there's so much wisdom. My twins say something to me every day where I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're brilliant. And I just pray every single day that I don't try to parent my younger self in them, but just see them fully for who they are. And I'm so proud to have been a witness just to the brilliance and the deepness and the thoughtfulness of our performers. And I just thank Candace and the rest of you queens. One of the reasons that I'm so quiet is I just want to take in the power on this call, because I can feel the power and I can feel the energy. And I guess if I had to leave, our young people with anything, is just continue to use your voice. Your voice is power. And don't block your yes from the fear of a no, right? People can only say no, but continue to push, and make your own space. You make enough space, you stand and take up enough room. People don't have a choice but to move out of your way. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing you all. I'm a producer, putting stories and creating content, so I'm excited to just get to know all our future storytellers on this call, present and future storytellers.
Thank you, Whitney. I think I'm getting a message that we should begin to give our final affirmations. And Ashley, you got the floor. Just remember to unmute yourself, or are they doing it? There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to say to the artist, you have tapped into your power. You have found you've begun that journey of strengthening your power and expanding your power. And I say keep going. It is such a blessing to be able to witness that. And I thank you for sharing all of your wisdom with me, teaching me something and giving me something. I thank you for that.
Thank you, Ashley. Tina? Aaron, go ahead.
Look, I'm sitting up here in the power. The South has life. And so to each of the young folks, I know it may seem that your city is so boring, but it's because so much life is there. And it just needs some uncovering, as someone said before. So find the beauty where you are, even though you said it's tragic. Find the beauty in that, because there's a truth that has to be told. And that is the art piece, right, for me. I just wanted to take a second, to one, just acknowledge all of us in space. Like, what a blessing. We made it. We made it through a horrific pandemic, right? We made it through racial violence. We made it, and I don't want to assume folks' identifications and preferred pronouns, but for me as a Black queer woman, I made it, and y'all made it too through some difficult circumstances. We have folks from different generations here. Y'all made it. You paved the way. The very action of today is crafting a future. I like to think about the year 3000. What will we be? What will we be doing? And I know that the Hive will be present. And so I'm super grateful. I just wanted to end with just, giving you some love, Gina. This is my first time meeting you and some other folks on the call, but like I feel your passion, and it is not easy to work with you every day, as I'm sure you know. It is not easy to stay consistent. It sometimes it's easier to go get more of the money, you know, to not hold yourself accountable, to do what you've always done. And I just want to just affirm you in the path that you're making. I mean, I see the machete in your hands, and you just chop, chop. I feel it in your spirit, and I read it from the pitch deck when you said, y'all ending youth prisons and facilities. I'm a child of two folks that worked in vocational schools and juvenile justice systems. So that work to me is even more grand than a Broadway play. I mean, what if in future folks are funding the Hive $25 million a year? I mean, this is what you deserve. So I'm just affirming you because I know that it costs something to do what you're doing. And so, if there's ever anything that you need, any resources that we can assist you in tapping into, and even just those personal times for you to take care of yourself, I hope that you lean into that. I hope that you're getting a spot time every month. Everybody on here, you know what I'm saying? To take care of yourselves, because the work that we're doing costs something. And I just hope that we pay ourselves back. Thank you so much, Gina, for what you're doing.
Thank you, thank you.
So
I Sienna, am I
Hey, Sienna.
Sienna? Sienna has something to say. I'm going to give her the floor.
Take yourself off mute, Sienna. Okay. I just want to say, we were struggling to get in. There's a whole lot going on behind the scenes. But before we go, to make a long story short, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for like supporting us, because like the people we've been around during like this whole experience, it made it easier, like inside of our group. But outside, we still in the world like of different things going on. So it's hard and it's difficult trying to switch back and forth from different environments. It's not used to you trying to. It's just a lot. So I really appreciate you guys like really listening and hearing us. Like not just listening to us, hearing us, like hearing what we're saying. So I just want to say thank you to everybody and for y'all to be here. Like y'all took time out of y'all day to come see what we have done. So thank you guys.
Thank you. So, is there anyone else who would like to speak an affirmation before we have to leave to go to Dr. T? You're on the floor there.
First of all, thank you, Aaron, for those words of truth surrounding caretaking and taking care of ourselves and our needs. And I want to say, I want to also take care of Gina. Gina knows I have her back always, and that she has been a pioneer in this state, in this city, in this work, and has set a magnificent example. So I always want to recognize just her being that solid oak with those roots planted, not going anywhere, being steady, like a rock. And I want to affirm all of the vision and the people that support the vision of the Hive, because we don't want to hear from people that don't support, right? We don't even want to hear from them. And I want to also, I have such a sense of gratitude. You know, I'm a grandmother. I got 9 grandchildren. And so I have a hope for the future that they won't have to face what these young people have had to face presently, that we are going to do something about that. And I have a real hope because of the courageous, fierce spirit within the youth that we are working with right now, that they're going to cover the ground. They're going to cover the ground that they stand on. And we're going to be right here with you, supporting you, affirming you the whole way. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. T. All right, y'all. We've made our way to the end. I just want to say that I receive all of your affirmations, all of the support, all of the love for the Hive, for the young folks that came in, the Youth Advisory Board. And I want to give a shout out to my Youth Advisory Board because y'all killed it. Ms. G, I shout y'all out. I love y'all so much. But I want to end this by saying thank you for spending your Monday night with us, for all those that are watching on YouTube, for those that are watching on our social media, and just thank you for supporting our young people. Thank you also to our beautiful guest. And if you want to know more about the Hive, please visit our website and follow us on social media at thehivemovement.org. And just to remind y'all that the Hive is happening one way or another, right? And so we're doing this torch passing. And so we're passing the torch to young people because we want to see them be successful in their generations to come. Thank you all so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for having us. And thank you for letting us share with young people. One of the lines, and everybody has picked one and written one down. One that spoke to me, and it said, "Who is left to condition us?" And I don't mean condition, I mean support. And what I would like to say is that we are here to support you. So, young artists, the best to you.
Can I get everybody to say the Hive is happening at the same time? The Hive is happening. 1, 3.
The Hive is happening.
Thank you all.